Hi there, students. To blow something out of proportion, or to blow it up out of proportion, this means to treat something far too seriously, to give something much too much importance, to treat it far too seriously, to be overly concerned about it, to overreact. I think the school has blown this incident up out of proportion. They've made a mountain out of a molehill. They've made a much bigger thing of it than it really is. Okay, so we just need to keep a cool head and resolve this problem. We don't need to blow it out of proportion and get really worried about it. We don't need to exaggerate it, to magnify it to some enormous size. So to blow something out of it important, to make it more negative, to make it seem more significant than it is in reality, to focus excessive attention on it, to think that this is the most important thing in the world, where clearly it's not the most important thing in the world, and we need to give it its reasonable relative importance, to not to exaggerate something, not to make much more of it than it really is. So I stepped on his toe and he's blown it out of proportion. He's demanding that I take him to hospital immediately. Okay, so he's just blowing things out of proportion. It's ridiculous. We have a disagreement and you blow the whole thing out of proportion and we're never going to be friends again, according to you. I think very often the press, the media, the newspapers, they blow things out of proportion. They put so much emphasis on things that it's just not it's not reality. The TV news is blowing the issue out of proportion, and it's not really as serious as they make out. But the news, they like to blow things out of proportion because that sells more newspapers, it gets more viewers, and that makes it seem important. Okay, so to cause something to be larger than it really should be, to seem to have more impact than it really deserves, to behave as if something that has happened is much, much, much worse than it really is. So stop blowing things out of proportion. It's ridiculous. Yeah, one small problem and you blow it out of proportion. It's like it's the end of the world. Okay, so to blow things out of proportion, to go too far, to magnify something. If somebody has a phobia, for example, they blow things out of proportion. Yes, I know you're afraid of spiders, but don't blow it out of proportion. There's just one tiny little spider in the corner. What's it going to do to you? I know it's a phobia, but be reasonable. Don't let things get out of proportion. Don't blow things out of proportion and make far too much fuss about it. Okay? So to blow, I think to blow up, to increase, to make larger and larger than life, and that's the idea. So to blow something out of proportion for informality, use it in an informal conversation, definitely, in a semi-formal conversation or a semi-formal writing, but not in something very formal. And then as to origin, I think this blow is blow up, increase the size of. So, or maybe to inflate. You blow it up so it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's just full of air and there's nothing actually real inside it. And it's bigger than it really should be. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. To blow something out of proportion.